My grandfather was actually NYPD. He also fought in World War II. He passed away about I want to say about several years ago, and at his funeral it was kind of like a big like production because in the U.S. when if you're NYPD or if you fought in the Army Reserves or any branch of the military, they come to your funeral. They shoot the guns, and they fold the flag. They give it to the wife. Also, and then after the ceremony in the funeral home, the NYPD came out and carried his casket, and it was like they had like block off the street. It was kind of like, and I was still like in my late teens at this time. So for me, I was like, it was kind of like, wow, like this is kind of like crazy, like all of this for this man that I knew, like my grandfather, that was always telling me all these old stories, but I didn't really like appreciate to like listen to them. And like now that I look back, I'm like, I wish that I like really like listened, because he was telling so much history about all the things that he'd been through, and he had an amazing life. As a child, my grandfather was always telling stories. And it kind of went, in one ear, out the other. As a kid, you always like, you listen to your grandparents, but you don't really like appreciate the stories that they're telling. You're just like, oh, my grandfather likes to talk a lot. He always tells funny stories, but I never really listened. And this would have been something great. Even my grandmother as well, to hear, because he's lived, such a long life and experienced so much. Yeah, I would have loved for him to do something like this for me to be able to watch now as an adult. I would have appreciated it.